What's up, y'all? It's Whiskey Joe, and welcome back to another CRAS recap. Today, I'll be covering what we worked on for Cycle 3, Week 2. Let's get into it. So I said in the beginning of this series I was going to keep it real, and I'm going to be real. Monday's class was pretty dry, but it's alright. It took some stress off for the tests and proficiencies coming up this week and next. We talked about more MIDI stuff, testing out some envelopes and modulation settings. Still no keyboard action, but I have a feeling it's coming soon. Tuesday, we started with another live sound quiz, and the extra credit definitely saved me, so anytime there's an opportunity for extra credit on a test, do take it. After the test, we went over how to properly stage a mic with etiquette, making sure the cable isn't wrapped a million times over on the stand when setting up. After that, we went over how to use an EQ unit to get rid of feedback. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but there were some good stories told in between to keep it engaging and fun. Wednesday, we revisited another dynamic processor. The processor of choice this time was EQ, discussing different types and where they would be used appropriately, like using a high-pass filter to get rid of rumble and other unwanted low frequencies. To name a few others, we discussed low-pass, high-pass, band filters, notch filters, parametric EQs, and graphic EQs. Thursday was simple but very nerve-wracking for me. We had our first proficiency in Studio B on the SSL Origin. Normally, I'm not a super nervous test taker, but this one had me shaking in my boots, bro. Probably because it was the first proficiency. We had to do all the steps I mentioned in the previous video, including routing signal, patching in effects, setting up a headphone mix, and also putting tape through and initializing the tape machine. No worries though, all went well with that, and after I had a brief meeting with Barack, the head of education here at the school. Great guy, it was very informal, just to get to know each other better since we don't get to see him as often as we do our instructors. After that, I stuck around for a live sound and music production review since next week is test week, and I'll have my Club PA Proficiency also. And last but not least, Friday was another cool and fun class. We got to take another turn mixing a new track. We switched some things up this time and added gates to the drum tracks and learned how to use parallel compression to a mix versus adding compression to individual tracks. We built the mix starting with the drums and room mic, then added in the bass, then the keys, then the shaker. Sadly, no guitars this time around. And then last but not least, the vocals. These kinds of classes are my favorite because when I'm not out performing, producing music is where I hope to spend my time after this program is over, so I love getting the practice in during class. The instructor was pretty pleased with our mix too, which was cool. Of course, he was giving us help along the way to steer us in the right direction. This instructor was also new to our class, so in getting to know him a bit, we found out he actually got to intern for the one and only Hans Zimmer back in the day. I just thought that was insane. But I think that's everything to wrap up this week, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Leave any questions below, and I'll see you in the next video.